Batman Catwoman issue 9. Tom King writing with Liam Sharp on the art. And I'm not mad. I mean, I enjoyed elements of this, and like it's not like a train wreck or anything. It's just not.
This book has become more of a mess than I wanted it to be. Like, I knew we were going to get the 3 different timelines and they're going to cross over more. But man, Liam Sharp's art's not helping.
Well, that was one of the main problems in the last issue as well.
Yeah.
Was,
yeah.
Liam Sharp's not as good at differentiating between the timelines. And it made it, and two of them are oddly similar, where it's like Catwoman coming to see the Joker, and one's with Batman. But I was confusing those two timelines a couple of times during this issue.
So I don't want to fault it on the writing, because I feel like this is the exact story that we would have gotten even with Claymore doing the art. But I feel like not Claymore.
Clayman. Claymore sounds like I need a name. It sounds like a sword.
Yeah. He just differentiates the different timelines a little bit better, just with the suits and the. I feel like this Liam Sharp art, while it's not bad, it doesn't match the tone of this book. It's very out there.
It's more gothic. Like it's more gothic than I think the book was beforehand.
Liam Sharp busy putting his efforts into Starhenge, which I don't know if any of you follow him on Twitter.
Mm-mm.
It's like one of these things that he's writing himself. It's one of these ideas he's had for like decades. It's basically sci-fi King Arthur, and he's like got Image to publish it next year.
And that's fine, because again, while it's not bad, it just doesn't match what this book was with the whole, Christmas Carol with Batman, Catwoman, and Joker, right? Like
I'd probably say that the future timeline with old Selina, which in this issue is her going to see Penguin and asking for help to like outrun the law, but Penguin ultimately tricks her and just as Helena shows up to like arrest her at the end. And there's some fun banter in there with Catwoman kicking him in the face and like him complaining about his nose and whatnot.
Her fixing the nose, causing him more pain.
But I think the Sharp art probably what's the best for that timeline, because they are meant to be older and it's meant to feel a bit darker and moodier versus the other ones. But the panels, like see when Batman and Catwoman are together in the mid timeline, like Batman's got those long ears, he's looking super gothic. It's looking like a horror book, and it's not that horrific things aren't happening. I mean, Joker is threatening to like blow up the family who Phantasm stole the kid from that she claimed was her son.
All I could think of is there's the bomb, Connor. Like, as I was reading with Tom King doing Joker blowing something up, you see where the bomb is in the present, So,
Yeah. I mean, there's one scene in here that I really, really liked, actually. There's a scene in the earliest timeline where Bruce is, like, just hitting the punching bag and Alfred's holding it. Yeah. And he's debating with Alfred. He's like, hey, am I messed up? And Alfred's like, well, you did dress up as a bat. He's like, no. Like Selena, like, am I messed up that I'm attracted and, like, kind of into her? I'm paraphrasing the dialogue here, obviously, but let's listen.
Yeah. It's very well handled.
Yeah, and he's basically, he kind of like does some Alfred speak for a bit, but ultimately, and he criticizes his Bruce for like doing what he does and so on and so on. But ultimately, at the end, he says, "Look, if you are in love with her, I found that in times of love, whether it's romantic or whether it's the love that a father has for a son." That you look past some of their indiscretions, you look past some of the things that you don't agree about with them. And then Bruce says, hey Alfred, can I go another round? Can you hold the bag some more? And he says, very well. And I really like this scene because he specifically said father for a son love, and that's ultimately what Alfred always does for Bruce. He doesn't necessarily completely agree with Batman or everything that Batman does, but he's always going to be there to look out for him because he loves him.
Yeah. And that's where we get my favorite version of Alfred, is Sassy Alfred.
Of course, yeah.
Because he's always like, what do I know? I'm only, a medic. But here, sew yourself up, sir.
So
I love that version.
Yeah, I thought this scene was great. This scene was just like understanding the relationship between them. Super good stuff. And the future stuff's alright, like I said. Like it's entertaining enough.
The past stuff is what I have the most problems with, because we basically get a straight up demonic Joker.
Yeah, it's all the interactions with the Joker that I wasn't super into in this.
Yeah, he's wearing the Santa suit, his eyes are glowing red. I just don't get why that's the direction we're going with the art.
Yeah, there's this thing as well where like one side of his smile is going off his face, so it's like floating in the air as the side of his smile. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So it's just there's stuff on the art that and like Pete said earlier, the past and the present art kind of blend together. So you really have to look for that messed up smile or demonic looking Joker to know what part we're at, because the dialogue's not helping. But yeah, it was more of a mess than I wanted it to be, because I was liking how it was weaving in and out of the different timelines. And
now, don't get me wrong, the plot development with Phantasm last issue about like the twist with her son, I wasn't necessarily in love with that plot beat, but I will say that I do think the biggest change though is the sharp art, and we've been a lot more down in these last 2 issues, and that's been his 2 issues, so clearly there was some correlation there, and I don't think it's just a coincidence. I do think there's a little bit to that maybe the Clayman art was helping it a lot more than maybe we realized.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we would still have issues with certain aspects if it's not for the art, but yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I've reached my limit with Tom King and Batman Catwoman, and then hearing that he has another book coming with them, I'm just kind of like, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
it sounds very different though, the other, because we were talking about this last week, and it sounds more like what was it you said, Connor, that he's kind of done with like his like exploration of the psyche of the character, and now he just wants to do a fun action story.
Tom King book. I think it was like an action blockbuster heist. Yeah, is how he described it.
Fine by me, because
a deep look at the character. It's basically he was saying it's not one of his prestige minis. Yeah, it's kind of the vibe I was getting from that statement.
Well, fine by me, because I loved when he did Grayson with Tim Seeley. So if we get some more of that, then
that's what I was saying that maybe I might enjoy it more, because I've kind of been down on the last few. Things.
I mean, I've loved most of the things that King has done. Batman Catwoman's kind of in this weird middle ground now, though, where I like a lot of things about it, but it's definitely had some wonkier elements.
It started off strong for me, just because I like the Christmas gimmick and what it's doing, but as it's gotten on, that hasn't held as much.
Yeah, and it looks like Joker killed Phantasm in this issue.
Maybe, I'm not sure. That's the thing with the art too.
Yeah.
Did she just pass out and he let her go because he's gonna blow up everybody?
Yeah, I mean, he talks like he's already killed her, but it's Joker, so you can't really necessarily trust them. You could just be saying that to like rail them up. So I don't know. Like definitely a little bit murkier here towards the end. All right, Matt, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this a 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6 on this one.
All right, 6.5. You're right. I was waffling. And I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, it's the holidays. 6.5.